Greetings, humans. I am Amazing Atheist, version 76234-8. I have come here to judge previous incarnations of myself. I will no longer talk in this robot voice.
All right. There we go. Yeah. No need sunglasses either. I need to see. We need to put on the smart glasses, the fake smart people glasses. Oh yeah, now I look intelligent. Get on there. Get in there. All right, let's do this. I want to look at. We're gonna look at some previous incarnations of the TJ virus. Yes, and judge. So this is a very early. It's not the first model TJ, but it's a very early model TJ. You can see that. So this is actually a still from a video I did where I interviewed Shirley Phelps Roper of the Westboro Baptist Church, basically trying to make the case that she's like the true Christian because she's following the Bible more closely than other Christians. In a lot of ways, I still agree with that sentiment. Maybe it's a little bit simple-minded, but whatever. I still think it made a point at the time because America hated these Westboro Baptist Church people, but a lot of the stuff they were saying was derived directly from the Bible that America, claims to love. As far as the aesthetic here goes, I wish that beanie fit me a little better. I wish that I wasn't wearing such thin frame glasses because, like, obviously later on I came to, like these thicker frames. I don't know. I guess the long hair is cool. I'm not a big fan of the facial hair, but it's better than the pictures where I don't have any facial hair because those are usually like the most embarrassing. But yeah, let's move on. So this is one of the earliest videos I could find where there's an example of me wearing makeup. I don't know what I'm wearing here. The title of this video, by the way, is YouTube Sucks. I don't know what I say in it. I don't really remember shooting it, but this is from the garage days. Like probably my earliest sort of shooting area for YouTube videos was in this garage. My dad had bought some really like super high-end camera equipment, because he wanted to shoot like promotional videos for his business. And I ended up stealing the equipment and, running off to the garage at night and shooting videos like this on old like little DV tapes that you'd then I'd have to go transfer and edit and stuff. I don't know what I used as makeup, but I can tell just looking at it that it wasn't makeup. I don't know if I found some like markers or something. If I just found some kind of like, I don't know. It kind of looks like ashes around my face, but then I see some red. So I'm assuming this is like just some like old markers that I probably just drew on my face with. That's my best explanation for what the fuck is going on there. Let's see. I'm going to switch hands with this. There we go. Nope, not that. There we go. This was after my dad died. I moved back to Louisiana for the first time. And, eventually I came to realize I hate it in Louisiana. And I'm like, I left and I vowed never to return again. And yet here I am in Louisiana again. And have been for the last, 4 or 5 years now. How stupid can you be? But that aside, this dude here is he looks like the eccentric scientist character in a movie that warns everyone that the end of the world is going to happen, but no one believes him because he's socially maladjusted. But then he is ultimately vindicated. But then I feel like I don't look likable enough to be like the hero that saves the day. I think I get vindicated and then immediately die. Like I'm like, don't fucking bring the raptors to life. And then the raptors, come to life and, start killing people. And then it's like, well, I told you not to do that, but then one of them rips my guts out. So it's like I'm vindicated, but I'm also dead. That's kind of what that necklace, by the way, the necklace I'm wearing there, my younger brother, not Scotty, but Stevie, actually, I think made that necklace for me. And, it was like this like heartfelt, handmade gift that he gave me. And I don't know what I did with it. I fucking lost it. Terrible person. But yeah, actually, let me go back to that for a second, because this was actually shot. You see the exit sign back there? This was actually, I rented out a tiny little space in an office building. It was like a little, I don't even know, probably maybe 100 square feet, 200 square feet at best. I would say 200 square feet is being generous. It was probably about like 100 square foot space for like $200 a month. And it was an entire office. It was a little office, but really I had the run of the entire top floor of the office. I could be there whenever I wanted. So a lot of times I just hang out there all night in this little office building. I had every right to be there. There was no office hours or anything. There was no security. A lot of times I slept there, and a lot of times I shot videos in the hallway. Like this video was shot in the hallway of an office building. There was only 2 other people on that floor that were renting offices. One was a shrink, psychiatrist, psychologist, something like that. And we could actually hear her talking to clients through our door. And she ended up putting a fan up to like just kind of make noise so that we would drown out the sounds. But sometimes patients would get loud. I remember one time I was sitting there at my desk writing something up, and one of them, some patient that she was talking to, started screaming, "What am I, a fucking monster?" I'm like, Jesus, dude, shut up. Like, come on. Can't you ask that in an indoor voice? Aren't I? What are you saying? I am a monster? Like, you don't have to get all loud and emotional. I guess that's what therapy's for, though, right? But you probably don't want a therapist that is in an office with like cheap plywood doors that, and then people working in the next office over. It's not a great look. And then there was another office up there that was like fully furnished office, all these books and things in it, looked really spiffy and official, but the dude whose office it was like never there. I saw him maybe 2 times. He almost never came into his office. He was some kind of insurance guy. But yeah, I used to shoot videos up in the hall, and then I'd go across the street and eat cheap cheeseburgers at McDonald's, because McDonald's was actually cheap back then. So that was pretty much my life at that time. I was just cranking out videos. I had no money. My dad was dead. I was just hustling, just trying to put out as many videos as possible. Trying to also do like some web design stuff, which I couldn't even tell you. I don't remember any of that. I don't remember how to do any web design whatsoever. I hated it, but I knew kind of some stuff, so I just kept doing it. And I learned CSS, and since then I've forgotten CSS. And I was working on learning JavaScript, and I was like, oh man, there's like algebra and shit in this. But luckily, around the time that the algebra came up, I got to like the YouTube success. So I didn't have to like worry about learning algebra. So that's good. Yay for me. This, I don't know. I look like a stoner here, but I didn't even smoke weed at this time. Like, maybe just because I'm squinty. I don't know. This is a video about prayer in school. I used to wear a lot more red shirts. I used to feel like red was a very flattering color on me. I don't really wear too much red anymore. I still have a few red shirts. But back in these days, I had a lot of red shirts. I think maybe it's because my hair was blonder, and I think maybe it contrasted a little better. I don't really think, since my hair has like darkened considerably since these days, I don't really feel like I have the same relationship to red that I used to. But yeah, I guess there's really not too much to say about it. I just look like a stoner before I'm even a stoner. The no beard look has never worked in my favor. I don't know why, but every once in a while, I get the wild urge to like, no, I want to see what's under there, and then it's like, ah, man, god damn it, why just go look at a picture, It ain't changed. It's not like, whoa, my face is so different now. So yeah, I mean, Here I am with very minimal facial hair, but it looks a lot better because it just creates the illusion that I have like a better chin than I actually do. You know, it hides the double chin kind of thing. It hides the sort of like no strong chin, you know, jawline that I've got going on. I'm holding up a sign to let people know I'm God, I guess. Yeah, this is I mean, it's really not all that different than the one before it. I just have thicker frame glasses and a little bit of facial hair. Not much. I don't have a mustache here. I don't have any facial hair on the sides. Just like a little tiny poof right there. But it does make a pretty big difference on the shape of my face, I think. Here's me. Once again, no beard. And in this, I'm trying my damnedest to look as much like a redneck as possible. And I feel like I kind of pull it off. I feel like I'm not necessarily. I feel like this is a very distinctly like Louisiana redneck kind of like sad sack sort of look that's going on here. You know, and this is, I think in this instance, actually not having a beard kind of works for me as this redneck character that I was portraying in this video. But I think that the thing about it is that the redneck character I was kind of portraying was, I think, a little bit more like of a bravado redneck, whereas I feel like this, when I'm looking at this, I see more of like the sad sob story redneck, which is a very different redneck. So I don't think I really pulled off the right redneck vibe, but I don't know if anyone who's not like super well versed in rednecks would really know much of a difference. Yeah, here I am with like the full coverage of beard, but not like the long beard, you know, and pretty reasonably short hair. My hair does a lot of my hair tends to spike up at a certain length. Before it reaches a certain length where it starts to flatten out and get like and lose all volume, it does this thing where it likes to be spiky. And I feel like right here, if you told me that this was like Violent J without makeup or something, I might believe you. You know what I mean? Maybe not modern day Violent J, because he's like gotten scrawny now, but like, you know, maybe like interim Violent J, not fat Violent J, but not skinny Violent J, sort of like middle in between Violent J. I was like, yeah, here he is. You know, here's what he looks like without the face paint. I might buy it. Well, I mean, obviously I wouldn't, because I know it's me, but you know, if I didn't have the benefit of knowing who I am, you know, I might buy it then. This is people might recognize this shit. This got viewed a lot of times because this is the Bananagate video. So I guess I just pulled this for the notoriety of it more than anything else. Working on a very minimalist goatee here, but like, you know, I feel like even the smallest amount of facial hair does tend to help my face out. I feel like these glasses kind of obfuscate my my eyebrows and make it look like my eyebrows are less bushy than they are. As you can see here, my high hairline has pretty much always been a thing. Now I don't even have hair on the sides, really, so it doesn't. I feel like it's not as much of an issue now, but like even going back to those like super early photos. People have been telling me I'm going bald for years and years. Just like, oh, you're going bald, you're going bald. It's like, I just have a really fucking high hairline, dude. I know that like it's receded a little bit since the beginning, but like it's always been really pretty far back there. I've always had a 5 head, they call it, or maybe even a 5.5 or 6 head, you know? This is I don't know why you see this like oscillation between facial hair, no facial hair, facial hair, no facial hair. This video is actually like total nonsense. I only shot this video for money. Well, you know, like, I mean, like a sponsorship kind of thing. There was like some kind of like sponsory bullshit. Man, I look so fucking baby-faced right there. Man, I mean, like if you just saw that face, I don't know. I feel like you might think that this is a person who's a serial killer, or you might think that it's like a reasonably friendly person, and you'd definitely be closer on the first one, you know? But I definitely get like a little bit of a like, you know, a school shooter that they then afterwards say like, oh, he was such a nice guy, you know, I'm surprised, you know, he did that. This here, I don't know, I almost feel like there's like a Christ-like thing going on, but also I'm making such a goofy fucking face. I think it's just backlit in such a way that I really like. I always loved this particular brick background. It was always one of my favorite sort of backgrounds that I ever had. You know, I never get complimented on things like backgrounds or things because I'm just like, I'm not good enough at set design to have that like ContraPoints. Whoa. But, you know, I always liked this particular brick background. It was always one of my favorites. Like, I guess other than that, there's not really much to say. I mean, like the hair's getting longer. The beard, I've kind of learned, I think, at this point to shape the beard in ways that that give me more of a distinguished chin shape. Elongate my face a little bit so that because my head is pretty much round. I have a very melon-esque head and not like a watermelon where it's elongated like a cantaloupe or something. Here is like this was like a random ass video. Just I love kitchen nightmares. I'm just talking about kitchen nightmares. There's really no reason for me to have done like full face paint for it. But like at this point, I think this is 2014. At this point, I'm just starting to like get into face painting. You know, I think I'd messed around with it a few times before this, but this is one of the first times that I had like results that I really, really liked a lot. And I didn't really intend it to look so much like corpse paint, but it kind of does. But I like how it kind of looks like sad corpse paint, you know? You know how you have like the happy clown and you have the sad clown? And then you have the happy corpse paint. I guess it's not really happy, like the aggressive corpse paint. Well, this is like my like sad corpse paint, right? And I kind of dig that. I mean, obviously nowadays it's not really all that weird to see me doing like some kind of crazy face paint. But back then it wasn't something I did super often. I don't think this was the first time, but it certainly was an earlier example of doing like the full like face paint look. I feel like I look. I don't know. Handsome is probably not the right word, but like I look handsomer than I tend to like think of myself in my head, I guess here. I like the stubble. I feel like it's something is like working here. I think like maybe like the flatness of the brow, like the angle I'm being shot at. And this video right here, this is from a video called I Like Cheese. This is another video that was just shot purely to do a promotion. Like someone offered me some ludicrous amount of money to just fucking I don't even remember what the hell I'm hawking in here. Let me see if I can even find that. It's a Dumb and Dumber 2, dude. The fucking terrible Dumb and Dumber sequel. And so I just had to throw some shit together, and I just threw together this garbage about cheese. And this shot is out of focus. But whatever. Yeah, I think I look pretty good without the glasses there. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is like one of the I think the last videos I ever shot outdoors. I don't know. Maybe I've shot some stuff outdoors since then, but it's been a very long time since I've done anything outdoors because it's just too hard to control for the conditions, especially now that I'm living in Louisiana, like I am, because it's so humid here that it's like lenses fog up really easily. You have to spend a lot of time waiting for the lens temperature or whatever to be regulated to the outdoors. The lens will fog like several times, and you have to clean it off. And you know, moisture is not great for those components. There's probably stuff you could do that would mitigate that to an extent, but I don't know what it is. This shot is almost. I definitely had to shoot this myself because if someone else was helping me with this, there's no fucking way that I would ever shoot myself from here. Like, I would never cut off the top of my head. It's like a pet peeve of mine. If there's a shot where my head is cut off, you can be pretty much assured that I didn't have help shooting that particular video or didn't have any device to monitor it with. So yeah, this is definitely, but like this is like barely in the range of acceptability for me. Like I definitely would have rather gone back and done that again because I do not like the shots like that. But I do like this look, I think, in general. I'm wearing like a trilby or a fedora or something here, which I never really wore until people started talking about how I wore that. I get a lot of people be like, yo, fedora wearing this, fedora. People always talk about me in relation to fedoras because I guess it was just like the meme that like neckbeards or whatever, wear fedoras. But I never really wore one. And then I got one, and then, it was like, oh, a self-fulfilling prophecy. But then when I started referencing it as a fedora, people say, oh, that's not a fedora, that's a trilby. It's like, well, whatever. I didn't even want the fucking thing anyway, You're the ones who, I tried to do it to be ironic. That's all. This was, I did this makeup because I was responding to a guy. I don't know if some of you guys remember this shit, but like he had this makeup, so I kind of like did like a dueling makeup. And actually, I was definitely with Chelsea by this time because I remember she actually did the makeup for me. And I told her to try to do an exaggerated version of that dude's makeup so that it would be I don't know. I was trying to top him basically as much as possible. Drover I'm wearing right there is it's very sad that ended up. I don't remember what exactly happened to it. It ended up getting put somewhere careless and exposed to the elements, and it got totally ruined, and it sucks because it was actually a really cool drover, which they call it. It's like an Australian piece of clothing, and I got it because I was at the time a big fan of the Dresden Files novels, and I think that that Harry Dresden, the main character of those books, wears a similar drover or cloak or whatever the hell you want to call it. And so I got one to kind of emulate that character, and it looked pretty good on me. And I wore it in a few things here and there. It was a little bit hot, I never really lived in a climate where it was super appropriate to wear. But I guess they wear in Australia, so it's like I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I this is not my favorite makeup in retrospect. I wish that the black line went more through the center of the eye rather than kind of off to the side like it does. And I feel like there's not enough going on the rest of my face. I'm always a big fan of like full makeup as opposed to just like, makeup that's just in like a particular section of the face. But at least I look pretty pale there. So I feel like that kind of helps at least. That's probably to do with like color correction and stuff like that. I don't know. It looks like I might be wearing lipstick there as well. I'm not really. I don't really wear lipstick too much. I don't know. I tend to lick it off. This was during the whole. This is when I'd moved. I was living in Washington for a number of years, and I just recently moved back to Louisiana. This is and I haven't left since this. So this is 2017. So I've been here for quite a while now. But this is I just come back to Louisiana. I had this little garage sort of area that the landlord at the time had said oh yeah, you could do whatever you want with this. And so we painted the whole thing black. Well, I actually painted part of the wall green so that Paul could do Cinema for Cynics stuff on it. But we painted this whole wall black. I got my sign made. I still have that neon sign. I still use it occasionally, although I don't really actively use that logo. This was during the time when my channel had rebranded as just like TJ Kirk. But I eventually decided to just keep being the Amazing Atheist because people still called me that anyway. But I really like this era, of content. I really like this studio, but unfortunately, what the landlord did not tell me, actually, what the landlord explicitly lied to me about, is that I asked about how the yard does in rainstorms because there's a lot of rain in this part of Louisiana. And he's like, oh, yeah, I never had any problems. It's, it just stays pretty dry, blah, 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 blah. And that yard was like, just like it flooded all the time. And a few rainstorms, the water started leaking into the whole area out there, and ruined the carpet and mold everywhere. And it just became untenable to use it as a set. And it's unfortunate because, like, as far as like constructed sets that I've ever done, that's been my favorite one. I had all my little gadgets and gizmos there. And like one of the reasons I've never done, like I kind of messed around with the concept of bringing Triggered back, and people do sometimes tell me that they'd love me to do Triggered again. And honestly, I'm not opposed to it. The main thing is that it pisses me off that I would have to do it with an inferior set at this point. If I could rebuild that set or even maybe improve on it, then I would totally do that concept again. But like the fact that I would have to downgrade sets because I just don't, I don't live somewhere where I can just paint a wall black, and it just doesn't have the same vibe to put up a curtain or a backdrop or something like I have here, because I can't just go paint these walls. I guess I could, but I have like too much basic respect for my my landlords and their property, even though they pretty much I've never in my life experienced any reciprocity on that front. Landlords treat their tenants like shit, and I've always treated their properties and them, I think, reasonably fucking well and respectfully. But this landlord actually, to their credit, did give me permission to paint the walls in there, but to their fuck you, you're a piece of shit, they didn't tell me that it was going to flood. So, and I even asked them explicitly, and they just fucking lied to me. So that's a sad story, but I do like that set, and I do like that aesthetic. I think I still have all this stuff. I've become a pack rat since these times. So I definitely have everything that you see there. I definitely still have that phone. I know I still have all the art pieces there. I have that skull. I don't see anything there that I don't currently have, except I don't think I have that particular set of fingerless gloves anymore. I have a red set of fingerless gloves, but I feel like they're not in the same spot right now. Like one of them they're floating around in different places. So even the fingerless gloves that I do have are scattered to the fucking four winds of the earth. But other than that, I think I have all that stuff. And if I don't have those exact sunglasses, I still have similar ones. I guess what I don't have anymore is long hair on my head, but I do have a long beard at this point, which I've never had in any previous incarnation, which is, I think, a feature that I enjoy. Here I am in like goth mode. It's funny because I can see that I'm kind of looking a little gothy here, but I also can see that I'm wearing my Adidas shirt, which is very not goth. You don't see too many fucking goths wearing like Adidas shit. Maybe you do. I don't know. I don't know what goths you see. But I do like the eye shadow here. But it is a little basic. I would definitely go a little more complicated with it today, but maybe there's something to be said for like the simpler aesthetic. I think this is another time when Chelsea applied my makeup because I didn't really know how to apply eyeshadow this time. But maybe I'm wrong about that, because now that I'm looking at it, it does look a little messy for something that she would have probably done a better job. So I think I probably did do it myself. But I do like it. I do like the way it looks on me here. Here is when I had this is the first time I shaved my head, and I had the longer hair. I think this was when I just had one side of the head shaved, and I was like brushing it off to one side. I think I was trying to do like a manual Zerg from Fifth Element kind of style. You can see like the beginnings of a beard there. I don't think that is the growth that eventually led to this. I'm pretty sure that that I shaved it one more time before this, but I could be mistaken on that. So maybe that is what led to this growth. I'm not 100%. There's Squeaks there too, which Squeaks is pretty cool. And I might be holding the exact same microphone in these last two shots I'm holding now for this. I had to move my microphone over here, and it's kind of awkwardly positioned, but it was just easier with Scotty coming here today. When we earlier today shot the or we did a 5-hour stream of Tucker Carlson stuff over on the Deep Fat Fried channel. You guys can go check it out. Pretty good. I really don't like this at all. I don't know what exactly doesn't work here. I think maybe just the beard isn't long enough. I don't like that length. It's like at an awkward length that's like a little bit too long to be, you know, a kept beard, but it's not long enough to be like a wizardy kind of beard. It's like this awkward transitional phase that you have to go through. I like the idea of the lighting, but I don't think that it was pulled off particularly well. I don't know if that's to do with the lens or the quality of the lights, or maybe just like it needed more backlight, but I'm always working with like limited lights. I really don't know what lights I should be using. So that's probably an issue. Like I've been doing videos for such a long time, and like lighting is still like I know that I need lights. That's what I know. I know that lights need to be pointed in my general direction. But beyond that, I'm not like a great student of light. I definitely don't have a natural knack for cinematography or anything. So I think that to me, when I look at this shot, I see that I you know, like it's too rigid for me. Like I would like a soft transition from the purple to the blue or whatever color. I'm kind of colorblind too, so that doesn't help. But like the reddish hue to the bluish greenish hue, like I'd like that to be more of a subtle transition. But in this, it's like a very, very jarring, like half, you know, split face kind of thing, which I also think it makes me feel like I'm one of those like flying heads that chases after you in Super Mario Brothers 2 or something, which is not really the look that I'm necessarily going for. This is another like awkward, I think, transitional phase between where I was and where I am. Because I never, like, this is not a look that I chose. This is not a look that I wanted. This is just like, I know that I'm trying to get somewhere, but this is part of the journey to getting to that place. And I feel like right here, I look like a fucking caveman. I feel like it's a very like primitive look, but not in like a cool machismo sort of way. It's like in a very like, I don't know. You know, I just noticed too that the shot in this kind of almost exactly lines up to where stuff actually is in the room too, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's a little bit further back, but it kind of like has a sense of continuity. But anyway, yeah, I feel like this is a pretty awkward phase. I don't know, the hair, neither my hair nor my beard are at a length that I like. My mustache is like too short for the beard that I have. The beard is too short to be the wizardy look. It just looks like a dude that hasn't shaved in a long time. Like can't be asked to. And then the hair, I think, is just like at an awkward length, in my opinion. You know, I guess I kind of had that hair a few times, but I don't know. When it was blonde, I think it was a little different. But now I don't really know that my hair could be categorized as necessarily blonde anymore. Maybe it has the ancient vestiges of some blondness in it, but it's considerably darkened. Hold up. Come on. Do what I want. Next. And this isn't even that long ago. This is like literally earlier this year. This is just May. So there's really not much to be nostalgic about. But yeah, now it's pretty normal for me to like do like this sort of like full makeup vibe. People seem to like when I do the third eye, so I've incorporated that into quite a few of these like full makeup designs that I've done. This one is from the video about the tragedy in Uvalde. I've actually made a few videos about that at this point, but this is the initial reaction. I keep meaning to, I guess you can't really see the staff from where you guys are sitting, but I'm holding that staff. Maybe I can, there's a shot where you can see it. Yep, there we go. Oh, man, what the hell? Put it in the shot, damn yo. Well, whatever. You know the staff. There it is. That little eagle staff. I keep meaning to like do some more stuff to decorate that. Maybe I'll make that like my little arts and crafts project tonight. I'm not sure. Anyway, I didn't really have any sort of like in-depth idea for content today. I put out an announcement video earlier, but apparently I was so tired when I made it that I didn't actually record anything. Like I didn't turn the fucking mic on. So I just uploaded this like silent video of me talking for 3 minutes, but I'm kind of glad because really there was nothing in it anyway. I knew I was doing a 5-hour, well, I didn't know it was gonna be 5 hours. It could have been way longer. I knew I was doing like the Tucker Carlson gauntlet on the DFF channel today, so I didn't necessarily want to do. And I was really already very tired because I'd shot it, before I went to bed the night before. And so I just like, okay, I'm going to shoot something for tomorrow. But I ended up shooting something that was just didn't really, it was just like a couple of announcements about some shit, and it didn't really fucking have anything to do with anything. It wasn't really content, is what I'm saying. So I'm kind of glad that it ended up being a piece of shit that didn't even have any audio, because that enables me to at least do something that's kind of like content. I know this video isn't really important or anything, but I thought it might be a little fascinating. I enjoy videos where I see people look at their own appearance at an earlier stage, or their own body of work at an earlier stage or whatever. And I'm always kind of like mindlessly fascinated by those. I think they ultimately are pretty boring. And I feel like this video is probably pretty boring, but a lot of you are still sitting there, so I guess you must be like me, where you're just kind of like mildly entertained by it, and I feel like sometimes that's okay. I feel like not everything needs to be like an amazing razzle-dazzle song and dance fucking spectacle. Sometimes something can just be a mildly fascinating little look at a person reflecting on their past and where they've been and all that shit. As for where I'm going, I don't fucking know. I don't even pretend to know. I live in the present, and that's why I don't take these looks back too much. But, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you gleaned something from it. I feel like I really honestly didn't. But, hey, I got some content out of it. I made a video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did. Maybe I'll do something. I've been thinking about maybe going back and watching some of my old videos. Especially since, I get accused a lot of like having changed my opinions so drastically. And I don't really feel like I have as drastically as people say. But I'm going to go take a look at some of those old things, maybe, if you guys, think it'd be a cool idea. I know that a lot of content creators have been around for a while, have done similar stuff. I don't want to be someone that's constantly looking back. But I think, sometimes the past can be a good repository of reaction fodder. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know by giving it a thumbs up. Appreciate you all. I'm the Amazing Atheist. Peace the fuck out.